Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unmasked Podcast. I'm your host, Ola Ardal, and joining me is my co-host, as always, Jacobo.
And others. Not the others host, but other genders. There's more than two. Cis male scum. We here at the Unmasked doesn't look at genders or colors. We actually get lost in traffic signals.
Yeah, dude, I don't have a driver's license anymore, and I keep getting run over when I try and cross traffic.
Unfortunate.
The beginning of this episode sounds like we got some really angry tweets from the last episode, and we're trying to amend for that.
Probably.
I fucking wish. I fucking wish we got some tweets.
Yeah, like if you really want to send us some mails or want to get some advice and just want to hear our voice and want us to maybe do an impersonation in the honor of somebody you like, please send a mail to one of us. We'll include a mail at the end of the episode. So
yeah, you can
maybe in the middle. Maybe we'll place it somewhere where they don't know. Now they have to listen to it all if they want. now that's the call to action.
Yeah, that's a smart thing.
You have to hear the whole episode to know how to send us a lot of shit.
Yeah, this guy's clearly more of a businessman than I, that's for sure. So I didn't really have much planned for this episode, but I did want to kind of use the opportunity since we just wrapped and finished editing a short film that we're doing for a short film assignment at the academy.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to get your opinion on the whole process and things. To start, have you ever worked on a short film production before?
Yeah, I have. But again, only when it comes to study-related situations. I haven't been out with a proper crew with like an external source wanting to do some kind of media or television or anything like that. Not really. I've only been interviewed shortly in local news and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was the other thing actually. To take like a quick sidebar, you did an interview for, what was it, radio? When the school reopened.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the school reopened and some guys came over to the school for a radio interview. Can you tell me what that was about? Well,
we were told meet at 7:20. Yep. Then some guy will come and take you in. Now we get adopted that day. Yeah. now we're in entertainment. That's how we get recruited.
No, he adoption papers instead of contracts.
Yeah. He would bring us up to speed with like what we were going to do and how the whole thing would go. And since it was live, it was in a very specific time pocket. And he was like getting a lot of info in his headset, and he was talking to a dude. And we realized that we didn't need to meet 7:20. We need to meet at 8 o'clock instead. So we were just sitting for 40 minutes. And well, the mood wasn't already great from the get-go, but I was like, okay, now we're here. And I was preparing all of these different kind of things I could do and metaphors. And just because if it was meme enough, I might get, memed upon, and then my fame will blow up and this podcast eventually. But it was actually really short. And it was like, and blah, 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 blah. And then you get this boom mic shoved in your face like, no, I did not take a corona test. It was a microphone I got shoved in my throat.
I like that you just created a fucking wall in the middle of the waveform.
It's just disappeared.
It's the Great Wall of China in the middle of the waveform in the audio software.
And then after some quick questions, and he asked me, did any of you want to quit this your education? I was like, yeah, but I want to quit like everything all the time. Sometimes I want to quit life, but that's not something I want to, That's not something I want to brag about. So I was like, I wanted to drop out and blah, blah, blah. And I really hope that this corona is passing very soon. And some part of me really wanted to be over right now. And some part of me still enjoys that we get that peace and quiet, and people don't expect to meet each other on a daily basis. The problem is, of course, when I really want to hang out with people, I can't really do that either because it's kind of limited.
Yeah, I had that kind of moment yesterday where I my friends back home. Iceland is green right now. We have no active cases, and so my friends were all going out downtown and we're all taking snaps and sending me pictures and shit. And now it's just like, yeah. So should we watch another TV episode and lay in bed and do nothing else? Because that's the only thing we're allowed to do these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of like, because you mentioned briefly about how you showed up at 7:20 for that. Smart. And you showed up at 7:20 and then you didn't really start doing anything until like around 8 or after 8. I once...
Nice chocolate, by the way.
Nice chocolate?
Mm.
Oh, they gave you chocolate?
No, after 8.
Oh, yeah. That took me a second. Yeah, shit. It's Nestle chocolate. I don't eat Nestle. Let's save that for another episode.
Yeah, I don't want to open that wound yet for you.
But yeah, I once acted in a TV commercial for lottery, and it's like back home the local kind of like Icelandic lottery. They do a lot to support athletes and in specific athletes with disabilities, and they were doing like showcasing a couple of different athletes, and one of the best swimmers like. I think like he might be like among the top in the world in his like division, but he's a swimmer and he's blind, and a couple of us were asked to come in and do like it was only a couple of shots and just a few seconds worth of from like a minute long commercial, and we were just supposed to swim in the background out of focus with that guy like in the foreground in focus. And he like wins the race or whatever, and it was a very simple shot. We showed up at like either 2:00 or 3:00 in the afternoon, and we did not shoot our shots until 7. The funny thing is as well, we were asked to come in at 3.
Oh no!
And exactly at 3 is when lunch break began for the crew, but we were not an official part of the crew. So we showed up and we were like, yeah, we were asked to come in at 3. And they were like, perfect, you're right on time. Anyway, sit in the corner and watch the rest of us eat food that you're not allowed to eat. We'll do that for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to have you sit around and do literally nothing and stay quiet for several hours until we do like 4 shots with you guys. And then you can leave.
That sounds like when you take photographs in school.
Oh yeah, it was that, but on steroids.
Yeah.
And like, my God, was it boring? Was it ever so fucking boring?
Yeah, the thing is, I get annoyed when I feel like I am useless and I waste my time because I can use it so much better to either for my own pleasure or something else.
Yeah.
I could help a friend doing something if he needs to. I'm not just gonna... hello, do you need help with anything? No, not today. All right, see you tomorrow.
Dude, I drove out here. It was 20-minute drive. Can you at least find me something to do? Like, I can make you dinner or clean something, you know?
Well, we have a lot of these annoying bees coming over from that hive over there. I don't got any of that dress up that those beekeepers got, so you got to do it with them fingers.
Well, you know what? I think I'll just ride back. I like the ride. I like listening to music and drive.
I have never been... I was about to say a lie. I have actually been near a beekeeper when I was very, very little, but it's like a distant memory. But I would really want to get close to it and you know, watch it up front because it's a really fascinating animal. Like the queen can decide what it's needs. Like, we need workers. I'm gonna make workers. We need soldiers. I'll just bat out 3 soldiers.
That is like playing on a real-time strategy game, but in real life.
Yeah.
That's what queen bees do.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I love, there's like a lady on TikTok that does like beehive removal, where she takes the beehive and she moves.
I think I actually saw something that...
And has like a big bee farm where she keeps everyone safe and shit. And I would love to like, not be involved in the process, but I would love to take a look at it, you know? I think that would be interesting.
Just be a fly on the wall while the bees are getting caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Superior insects.
We did have one that story kind of reminded me of. I used to work at a bakery back home. I worked there for one summer, and that place was absolutely atrocious. My boss was like a real life Scrooge McDuck, and I hate him. And we were working. It was a tiny ass, really old building with air conditioning that did not work.
Oh no!
Did not function. We had 5 like freezers in there. And you know how freezers work, like they blow the hot air out the back. And in a tiny ass space like that, it turned up to, we measured it that summer. I think the highest it got to like was 45 degrees, but it was hovering around like 40, 42 for the entire summer. And right above the front door was a wasp's nest.
Nice.
And wasps are attracted to sugar, and that's the only thing we sell, with sugary pastries on display as well.
Oh no.
So every time we had the door open or had a window open, a wasp would immediately fly in and it would be chaos. So we had to stand there for an entire summer. Doors locked, like doors closed, windows closed, no air conditioning, freezers on full, hot weather outside. And every person that came into the room, the first thing they said immediately was like, wow, it's hot in here. And now I was standing there like that fucking that shot from the movie Airplane, the old one, the comedy, when he's trying to land the plane and he's just dripping wet. That was me just standing there like, yeah,
if you want
right.
If you want a more modern take, you can just take that Jordan Peele one.
The Jordan Peele meme. Yeah, exactly. It was fucking standing there like, yeah, thanks for the observation. I didn't notice the heat.
Well, first question, why not contact somebody to take care of that wasp's nest? That seems like...
Funny story about that. We had one contact. There was a pest remover that was the only one we were allowed to contact because they had a contract with the company. We're not allowed to contact anyone else. It was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
So we called him and he shows up. He takes a look at it. He fetches some stairs. He gets a little closer. Then he comes back down the stairs, packs up his shit, comes to us and tells us, I can't do anything about this, and leaves. I was as speechless as
But doesn't that
now.
also terminate the contract?
I don't know. I think it was either because it's Iceland, 90% chance it was a cousin of the owner of the company, and that's why they had that contract. Like, I can guarantee that there was some family connection there.
Yeah,
that
it
is
was
the way it is.
Scrooge McDuck, right?
But Scrooge McDuck would not spend a fucking penny on better pest control, would not spend a penny on air conditioning systems that worked. Like, oh my god, I hate that man. But, fortunately, karma kind of kicked in because the autumn after like I worked there for a summer, and immediately after school started, I just said, fuck off, and left. And a couple of weeks later, the entire company, because it was like it was just one shop out of a couple under this like one umbrella, and the whole thing went bankrupt. So jokes on him. I hope he is doing poorly.
Like coincidence, you left. Then there was just a slow decline from there.
Yeah, I can promise you, I was definitely not helping with keeping it afloat. I stole a lot of food from there.
Yeah, but I also think that people knew who the gunslinger were. I think they came for a little bit of that cloud.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was funny because every service industry type of like working at the front of a bakery or an ice cream shop in Iceland is very traditionally girls working there. And I got a lot of comments. People came in and were like, wow, like you're a guy working in a bakery. And some people were even saying shit like, that's so brave. And I was like, I'm not trying to push any boundaries. I just need money.
I need money, yeah. The same thing is actually in Denmark. And Danish bakeries is also mostly women you see. Like it's...
Yeah, I noticed that.
I won't say that it's uncommon, but I don't think it's rare either. It's... I think it's all depending on where you are at. But I actually also worked at a short period in a bakery. And I actually think I got the job because my dad smashed the owner. And that's all about it. I can say they were using me to stand at the register because I, of course, don't have I'm not an educated baker.
Yeah.
And like
we didn't bake our own goods either. We had them delivered from there was like one central location where they baked everything, and in the mornings they would deliver everything to the location.
I start to see the bankruptcy wasn't random.
Yeah, no, dude. Once we got a tour. It was like a very funny evening because they for some odd reason, I remember that it was such a cringeworthy evening. They brought all the workers into this one main bakery, this like one head station. Let's call it headquarters. They brought everyone into headquarters, and they gave us all like a tour of how they made the pastries and shit. And all it was like they had just like thousands of pastries, frozen and tiny, and every morning they would just shove it into an oven and heat it up. And I was like, how long do they stay like that, frozen? And the baker that was working there looked at me and just shook his head. And I don't know why. Know? Yeah, I asked him that question because like the main, like the CEO, the owner of the company was like telling us about this and how genius it is to like keep it frozen and then heat it up and shit, and it's simple and they deliver it. And I was like standing off to the side and asked the baker like, how long do they stay frozen? And he just shook his head at me.
It sounded like something from Kitchen Nightmare.
Yeah, it was. It looked horrifying seeing like all these pastries up close, tiny and frozen.
Yeah, it's just.
I know the intent of that was to get us all excited about the company and so that we can like better sell the pastries and shit that we were selling and stuff. But instead, every customer that walked in after that day, I just wanted to tell them to turn around and run.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man.
Still didn't stop me from eating all this shit either. I'm more hungry than I am. Than I have self-preservation skills.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying I'm more hungry than I'm thirsty, and I was about to say, yeah, but I'm a team thirst over here.
No, I'm a thirsty motherfucker. I'll drink lots of water in the day.
Water hole. Okay. Man. Sounds boring. You know, I just found out that Aldi is one of the few places I can find still with sugar raspberry soda, and my god, I am happy. I just bought 9 bottles of those shits.
Raspberry soda. What brand?
It's
just raspberry soda.
No, it's just Aldi's own. It's like it's called River. It's just like a private brand.
Nice, dude. Speaking of food items, behind you on the bed you will find a bag of candy. It is Icelandic candy. It is wait, turn that towards me. Noa rjómakúlur. It's very chewy though, but it's caramel and cream kind of chocolate balls, I guess. Do you like them?
They have the same sweet taste as 2-0 victory over England.
Good reference, man. Good reference. Yeah, about 18 minutes ago, I started mentioning the short film that we were working on, and I just wanted to get a couple of get your thoughts on like the production and everything. What were your expectations, kind of going into it? Did you think it was all like super organized stuff, or did you think it was going to be complete chaos the whole way?
Mm. I was kind of having high expectations because you were in the only group that got an A at the first semester exam.
Yeah,
and it's just a lot to me.
Mm.
So I was like, when you already said you had the idea and you already kind of knew what way you would do, and when I heard the idea to the original draft of the script, I was like, God damn, if you could use me as an actor, do that for fuck's sake, and just take complete control over it.
Yeah.
Because it's easier if you already have a vision. I think maybe that's something you share with other directors. Now we can call you a director. That's an interesting title to give you already, but it's like their vision is strongest because they created like the idea, right?
Yeah.
So for you to get the best possible rendition of that idea you got, out on film. If that means that you have to be a little more bossy, or if you have to be a little no, we have to change this, or we have to change this, or no, it's not good enough, I need another cut, I need another take on this scene.
Yeah.
You know, I would understand it, but this is also not really a high risk thing because it's educational. We don't have many investors and expectations.
It's a pass-fail university project. It's definitely not a, like I say, a very high risk scenario type of deal. But coming into that project, because by now the people that listen to this podcast are also the same ones who I'm gonna hype this short film for, so they're probably gonna have already seen it by now. And the thing, like, it's a very goofy comedy. It takes place in our real world, and everyone's playing themselves in this film. And the reason why I went with that instead of like some high concept drama or something like that is working with your limitations, right?
Yeah.
And in this particular project, I definitely wanted to work with the limitations that we have. So a pandemic is going on and everything is on lockdown, right? Make that the center of the movie then. All the actors, instead of having them play a certain character with certain emotions and certain backstories and blah blah blah, everyone's just playing themselves and has real simple lines that are easy to pronounce since English is everyone's second language, right? All the equipment that we have access to is just a tripod and a camera with a kit lens. So all the shots.
I'm fine with beer. I don't need a tripod.
Okay, funny. But so and like a mic on a boom pole and things. So all the shots are essentially just apart from a couple of shots, it's all on a tripod, steady shots from very easy to pull off angles. And the comedy of the film is mostly comes from, you know, situational stuff, kind of goofy transitions, and you know, some humorous moments and stuff.
And my ugly face.
And your ugly face. I actually think you come across pretty nicely in this film. I think you look good. But
I have my days.
But yeah, so the entire like thought process behind every decision that I made is to try and make it relatively easy for the situation that we're in. And I think I mostly succeeded with that. I did have certain expectations when it came to the type of shots that I wanted to get and the type of essentially movie that I wanted to make, and it isn't quite that. I'm really sad that I hyped up a lot of different cool kind of transitions and shot like scene transitions and shit while we were making it, cause
come on, that's
because like it was so much harder to pull off than in the end than I realized, so I ended up not doing that. And I don't regret it. I like the film in its current iteration. I like it. Even if I didn't get to do like some stuff that I wanted to do, I still like it the way that it is. It's not something better or worse than what I imagined. It's something different.
Yeah. And after this kind of project, I also gained a newfound respect for everybody working at any kinds of movie, series, just media production.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people than you just assume going into a project. When you go in to see a movie, into a movie theater to see a movie, right?
Yeah.
There is some big names like for actors and the director, but you don't see who was like there to hold the camera, who did the makeup, who did the dresses. Yeah, they have been better to doing that with like Oscars have like best costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting more and more popular, and makeup is really important for movies.
But yeah, there's like people don't realize just how the amount of work from the amount of different people that goes into making movies and stuff like that. I kind of learned, like my approach with this project was that I really wanted to avoid having to compromise on my vision and having to share like creative input with other people kind of throughout the project. Not to say that I wasn't open to creative input, and I was, and I took a lot of suggestions while we were filming and stuff, but I definitely took control over this project, and I know that. I had a script.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You take so good control. Take control, daddy.
That's a little sneak peek for the Unmasked OnlyFans.
Oh my fucking god.
Link in
If I'm responsible for that, I can promise you there will be some not safe for word content. Like me in dressings and shit. I can even go on a poll, but I will also say that I will trick my viewers into watching some anime with me. I'll just sit down and watch some wholesome hentai. That would be really good.
It's an idea. We'll post a poll and see if the listeners of the Unmasked Podcast are interested in some exclusive content.
To the 4 people out there, please choose wisely.
But yeah, so the way that I basically made this project is coming into it. I had a script ready. I didn't have like a storyboard ready, but I had in my mind basically. I kind of knew this film frame by frame from beginning to end before we even started shooting, and I recruited people into my group on that premise. Is you come into this project and the majority of the work is already done, but that also means that we're gonna make that project that's already there. And it was a good approach because I just wanted to avoid creative clashes. I wanted to avoid having to stop production to spend time on explaining why I want to execute this idea rather than someone else's other idea, and stuff like that. I just wanted to make a project and get it done, and that's what we did. But before I say this, I want to say like everyone on the project did exactly what I wanted them to do and did exactly what I asked them to do, and they did it well. But if I'm gonna be honest, I wish I had one person with me who had the same prior experience making movies specifically as I do, because oh my god, I am overworked. I know that I could have asked for more help on certain things, but it keeps like getting to a point where I'm like, okay, does it take more time to explain to that person what I want and have them do it, or than if I just do it? And every time I went to, I'll just do it. And then I did that over and over again. And before I realized I'm basically doing everything on set. And that was kind of accidental. And I regret not having my crew more involved in the whole process. But I was also just extremely stressed and I wanted to get the whole process over with.
I will say I was sitting at home and thinking, damn, it's pretty easy to be an actor. There wasn't really anything I had to do besides showing up. Like, come with some ideas. No, they will get shut down. Maybe say a stupid joke, to light up the mood, because it was kind of not well thought out that one of the scenes is going from a transition from like early evening to evening.
Yeah.
And one of the other actors forgot that it gets goddamn cold in Denmark after 6.
Yeah.
So standing there with bare arms.
Okay, I'll admit that was a little bit my fault as well, because when we recorded a bit inside first, and initially we were gonna record everything that was outside first, right? And then move on to the inside parts. Get all the shots outside over with and done, and then do all the shots that were inside. But we did 2 shots inside with her.
Vodka. Shots of vodka. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Dude, like you telling me jokes is like loading times on an old PlayStation 2 game.
Well, the thing is,
I get the jokes. It just takes me a lot of time to process.
The thing is, you don't listen to what you say the same way I listen to what you say. I'm sitting here and just awaiting what you are saying and get your point, your metaphors, what you like want to tell me. Yeah. And I just hear whatever comes out of your mouth and see if I can use it some way. And when you say shots, you don't really think about drinking shots, but I'm
100% involved in shooting shots, and you're like, not shooting shots, but camera shots.
Yeah. We're drinking cameras now. We're drinking camera shots.
Well, there is a wine called Adobe.
Yeah, we have tried it actually.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's not a good wine.
No, you need to update it every second day.
Yep. And about like halfway through the bottle just crashes and explodes.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then the price, oh my God, I'm still paying off my fucking Adobe bottle.
Yeah, you get instead of buying and getting a whole bottle, you buy a subscription and you get one glass every month.
Yeah. And then they're like, you have the freedom of making your own because we gave you every tool to do it.
Oh yeah. Fucking all designers hate Adobe, but we love Adobe still.
Yeah, the thing is, if Adobe wasn't like one of the greater things to use, because there are so many different options and they work well together.
Adobe is like the longest standing titan of any industry they touched, right? Like InDesign is a program that has been around longer than any other program of its
Photoshop,
kind.
like Photoshop is what most people know.
Yeah, Photoshop isn't even just a program anymore. Like it's a
fucking skill.
Yeah. No, it's like it's a word that we use to describe things,
like Googling and
like Googling and like shit like that. Like when you say, like when you talk about fixing up images digitally, you say you Photoshop them, regardless of what program you're actually using for it. But I mean, imagine having such an influence on culture that you created a word.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Premiere and After Effects, like it's the staple of, you know, so many different productions and shit. I mean, it's the whole.
And it's what happened in the when it was like, oh, After Effects, because you put the effects after.
Yeah.
What the? Okay, I will have to say that I always look forward to Kim's classes because it always gets so crazy and weird, but still, you know, you still get content out of it. You still get some knowledge, but it's like he embraces all that weirdness that get flung at him, and it's so refreshing.
Kim is by far my favorite teacher because, like, I know a lot of the stuff that he knows, you know, because we're coming from like the same field, so I get to banter with him a lot about, you know, different photography and
standing and making like
shit
photography jokes with each other and like, oh, you should have seen the falls and depth on the camera.
Yeah, that makes me sound like such an uptight asshole, but I promise my jokes are funnier.
I can promise all the listeners he don't have a tight asshole.
And you can find out on the Unmasked OnlyFans.
Links in the description.
God damn it. But yeah, like I really like I just like him as a person as well. Like today I just had a Zoom call with him. I was gonna get him involved in a film because I wanted to have a few lines with him through Zoom. To essentially set up the premise of the film, like in the intro sequence, and then I tried it out with my own voice and I just couldn't fit it in and make it flow naturally, so I opted out of that idea. But I just talked with him for a second. I was asking him a couple of questions about the project and shit, and it's just so nice to talk to him because he's just so relatable and he's just like a genuinely nice dude, and he's funny as well.
Yeah, I think he likes me because I'm a content monkey. You know, I was a poster child for several of different class projects so far with the poster of
and
Carolina.
You're gonna be yet another poster child because I already have a poster design in mind for this one, so you're gonna be on the hallways again.
And it's amazing. I am I'm starting to get my like local fame.
Yeah.
Well, I also have my not international.
International.
I don't want to jinx. I don't want to jinx that yet. I have had my national fame. Like you say that people have how much seconds are they? Is it like 15 seconds of spotlight?
Yeah,
5 seconds?
something. Yeah. I know the like saying that you're referring to.
First of all, have I told about the story that I was on national television?
I don't think on the podcast, no.
Well, the thing is, back when Vines were the thing, before TikTok, before Instagram blew up, and you know, Vines were just the greatest thing. I still remember some of them very fondly, and we're laughing a lot about them. I was in the council for partying in high school. I don't know if it's called council of partying, but it does now. Yeah. I like council of partying. And we were arranging parties for the students and had to serve drinks and clean afterwards. And, you know, all the money we got in there would be used to different aspects. And maybe if there was a big enough, you know, a plus at the end of the year, then we would go on a trip or something. Oh my God.
And you lost your trail again?
I've really lost it because I got sidetracked by my own stuff.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna, no.
There's not
Are we gonna backtrack?
Going back to the blowing out the microphones with laughter. No.
No, I was in the party council.
Yeah.
And what did
National television, you were talking about.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. And we were done preparing for the party, one of the parties, and we went down to. I had a lot of a change of clothes. Oh my God, I'm so glad it didn't. Whew. I was about to lose my shit, bro. I was about to lose my shit about forgetting that shit again. And we had bathing facilities we could use, of course, free of charge, luckily. So we went down there, boys for boys and girls for girls, unlucky. Very airtight too, and no sound coming through. We have tested, not with the girls. We have tested with a guy standing on the other side.
Okay, yeah.
Housekeeping. Well, there's a really shitty brand of shampoo that my dad loved to buy because it was like 10 for 100. So he was like, "Ooh, money!"
Fucking frugal.
Frugality, baby. So one of them, I was just looking at the guys, looking at this and thinking, "Fuck this." Do you want to see this, guys? And then just all the content of that shampoo bottle was just all over my body, smearing that and just giving it a little quick spray, like over the throat, just a little. So it was like almost like morning dew on a nice morning, right? And then I said, guys, check this out. And with my soapy but naked body, I was pushing myself with a towel in front of my crotch. Mm-hmm. No, actually not the first time. That was only when we started recording it. And then I pushed myself, and from the point I sat on my ass and like slide into the DMs, kind of. Like I was sliding before people did it into the DMs. That's what I'm trying to say. And it looked so good that the guys were like, dude, we need to record this. And I'm like, sure, we can do that. At first I was a little afraid because what if mom and dad sees it? They will think that I'm just one of those in high school, right?
A fucking rascal, right?
Yeah, big rascal. But then you could just towel in front of your crotch, and I was like, God damn, let's do it. And then they were sitting recording and do it now. And I did exactly the same thing, and it was so perfect because just as I lost all speed and I bumped into the wall behind me, I was like reaching the end, so I could like just turn into like this sexy smirk. I was trying to give off, and I don't know if it's sexy or not, but for me, that's what I was trying to do.
Yep.
And after some time, it was popular around the high school. It was really funny, and people thought it was like, oh my God, just Jacob doing Jacob things again. Yep. That's basically the theme of it. We tried to post it in Denmark's funniest vines on Facebook. It was by far the most popular of the Vine channels you could find on Facebook back then. And we didn't really think more about it until it actually got accepted by them. They posted it and put some new music behind it. And it was like from a Danish kid show about being a princess. I kind of liked, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Fairy princess, whatever you call it, I actually really dig it. And I thought that was the end of it. It was like that, and it got 6,500 likes. For me, that was big shit in high school. It was like people have started careers for less on the internet. But, But for me, it was just funny. Fast forward to New Year's Eve. I'm sitting and playing Dead Island by myself. I didn't want to social. I didn't want to drink. I was just sitting by myself.
Okay.
And every New Year's Day, they are going New Year's Eve. I think around 6 o'clock. I think they're showing like the year that went, basically translated. About all the highlights that happened throughout
the year. We had the same thing back home with the national television.
Yeah. And
it's like a highlight reel for the year.
Yeah, exactly. Like a highlight reel. That's actually a better word for it. And all of a sudden, I got a call from a friend from school and said, you were just on television. I was like, nah, I don't want to fall for this shit. So hang up the phone.
Back to that island.
Back to that island. Mama called. Jacob, you have to be honest. Have you been naked? Yeah, like I was born this way. I need more specifics, Mom. Like, have you been naked sliding across a bathroom? And then it just like, I'm sorry, where have you seen that? Have you been on Facebook? No, it was on national television. Wait, sorry, what? Yeah, you're like, they were talking about Vines, and then they were just showing a highlight reel of Vines, and then you just came sliding across the screen. My friends, my family, everybody saw it. There was not a single soul. In my high school, I was famous overnight.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like I know it sounds like, oh, I was delving into a drama a little bit, and we have this special kind of drama we do where we like highlight reel of the year, just very locally. And I was in the student council also. I was doing all these kind of social activities, so I was not unknown in the school, but that definitely like blew me up. Yeah. So people knew who I were. And it's just still to this day that I didn't even get a phone call, didn't even get a message, not even a fucking shout out. Like,
damn, yeah.
That's what hurts the most. Not even my manager. I could have
capitalized off of this. I could have become rich and famous, and instead you got no credit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for that chance that I'm recorded somewhere and it blows up because I'm a moron.
Yeah, this is why you should always put massive watermarks over anything that you post online. I hadn't heard this story before, I don't think, but it's a good one.
Well, I have a lot of different stories from high school, and some of them are not safe for work. Some of them are a little more nice. I was once upon a time when I was in my dirty years and being such a disgusting pig of a human being.
Yeah,
I was having a bet with another classmate how many first year students we could kiss in a year, and I won.
Oh boy!
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
I was hitting 13, and I even remember it was back when there was a certain YouTube video going viral about a guy starting the whole video saying, I can guarantee to kiss anybody I go up to. And for me, I was like, I really loved the thought of having a girlfriend, being in a relationship, and I'm fascinated by women. I think they're attractive and nice, and I kind of want to protect them, but I also want to be protected by them. Also, like
this sounds like a setup to something.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh boy! I can hear a really good story coming.
Coming. Give me back again. Give me back. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you were talking. You were talking about in high school, freshman.
Yeah,
13.
And I was seeing the video.
Okay,
am I getting dementia? Is dementia just loading after?
That's gonna be the next episode.
Fuck! Fuck! Why is it so complicated today? What is this? What is the percentage in this? I'm like, seriously, I'm not even, I'm actually feeling...
What?
10.6%.
Oh, that's kind of strong.
Dude,
can I test this?
What? Yeah, taste it. Wow.
What are you drinking? It's Vibro Afgangsøl.
I was... Okay, before I lose it again, I actually remember this myself this time.
Yeah, cool.
I was seeing the video and I thought, okay, it might actually work because it was basically starting with asking 3 questions, and if they answered right on the 2 first ones, it was almost guaranteed with the last, because it's, hey, do you have a boyfriend? If they answer no, check 1. You go to the next question. Do you find me attractive? And then she's like, yeah. Check number 2. That means you could proceed to the third one, which is give me a good reason not to kiss you. And before they can give you a reason, you just kiss them. So today it may seem a little inappropriate.
Yeah, a little
but back
bit.
then it was for me. I did it to a girl that had a crush on me, and I kind of find her interested too. But we haven't really gotten into anything. And I remember my best friend had a crush on a girl, and she was really beautiful, smart, all the things boys want in a girl in high school.
Okay, yeah.
And her mother was a teacher too, so it's kind of you could get two birds with one stone, right? Not fuck her, but like see if you can get better. No, like
Get get good treatment. Yeah. Get better grades. Yeah. Okay.
And
keep going.
Then I was saying I have this technique. It works. I have done it once, one time before this evening, and it worked. And then he was like, "So you can do it on everybody?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he started looking around, and I started sweating a little bit. I started like, "Oh my god, he's gonna find some real hottie, and I'm gonna eat my fucking words, and I'm gonna look so dumb in front of everybody." He pointed directly to that beautiful girl my best friend find interesting. And I was like, "Oh." The good thing is he'll probably just shut me down with like a no. Like, no, I don't find you attractive. No, I have a boyfriend. Something in the likes of that. I didn't know her personally, so I was just kind of hoping that would be it. And then asking the first question, no, I don't have a boyfriend. Fuck.
Oh.
Do you find me attractive? Yeah, I actually do.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And the boys are watching, bro. Boys are watching, okay? And then give me a good reason why I shouldn't kiss you. And then I could see she was thinking. And then I just snapped directly into the lips of hers. And it worked. We got to really, really like see. It's not like I was kissing her and she was trying to pull back. I could feel she put some force into it too.
Okay.
So I was really surprised and fucking ecstatic. And I was always a guy who like made me do it. And I was like, dude, did you fucking see that? I couldn't see my best friend. He went in to get, I don't know how much liquor, and chose to drink it all in a very short period of time to then proceed to walk home. He was devastated.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I felt terrible when I realized, but I didn't realize until the day after because he was still in there drinking when I came back, and I was like, "Are you cool?" And it's cool. But of course he doesn't say it's cool. I just But he did come to me and say afterwards, but I can't really blame you, Jake, because she did also say to me like some weeks before that she didn't really have an interest in me. It's just still hurts to see like something I was interested in.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, fucking dude, I understand it. But we're kind of one now, aren't we? And he was like, yeah, we are. And since we already opened up for that, then let me introduce you to my first girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, just... You can come in, Christina.
And appearing the first guest on the Unmasked Podcast is Jacob's ex-girlfriend, Christina.
Yeah, Christina.
Welcome to the podcast, Christina. Nice to have you.
Heinz wie Lars. No, I was 13, 14. I think I was 14, she was 13. We went to the same class, and I find her interesting and attractive, and she apparently found me interesting too. And I was like ultra virgin, bro. Not even a kiss, bro. Yeah. I was like always back then. I was even fascinated by women, but it was like I couldn't close the deal.
Okay.
I was a little bit of a pussy.
Yeah, I mean, you were 13 at the time.
Yeah.
So it's I think that's everyone at that time was.
And we were together for 8-9 months, maybe even more. It's so far back now. It's half my life ago.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird to say.
Dementia settling in nicely.
At the age of 27. Oh my god. And at one point she was like, I don't feel like you love me anymore. And for me that was like, what the fuck is love? In that age, yeah, you're probably convinced you know what love is, but you don't.
Yeah.
You don't really know. I haven't really thought of love being real to me until I've met my current girlfriend. And I am blessed to actually feel like it's something serious that doesn't just break when something goes wrong. We actually try to repair it.
Yeah.
So sorry for the sidetracking. I was, of course, like, what the fuck? Well, sure, let's not see each other then. A lot of drama happened. At one point, I was like, kind of seeing her again, but not really.
Yep.
It was like she wanted to hang out with me and do some things with me, but she didn't want to go back to things where before.
No.
And I couldn't put two and two together until I came to high school. Saw a dude that I could recognize from when I was a Boy Scout and went up and said, "Hey, aren't you like Christina's ex?" And he was like, "Yeah, aren't you too?" "Yeah, I actually am." And we were like, "Fucking bitch. Cheers."
Oh.
Started drinking and having fun and became best friends.
Okay.
Through high school, he became my definitely best friend. But after I don't know if it was a year or a couple months, after some time, he actually said, "Hey, by the way, you said you were dating Christina, right?" "Yeah, she was my first girlfriend. Like the whole thing I just told you." And he was like, "Yeah, the reason why you got asked if you didn't love her anymore is I was actually seeing her at that time." I was like, "Wait, what?"
Oh no.
So I said, "Yeah, she actually went from you directly to me." And I was like, "What? Are you for real?" "Yeah." And then she went from me to some Portuguese guy. So I was like, "What?" She went from some Portuguese guys to I was in a fucking triangle. I was in like we were three dudes bouncing with that weird ass
back and forth.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, there were a lot of red flags. I don't know if I should say it, but at one point we had gotten a hold of her shoe, me and a friend, and we were throwing it to each other like we had something called middle ball, where somebody's in the middle and they had to get the ball.
I think we call it monkey back home.
Monkey, okay, yeah, because
like
they have to
jump.
Yeah,
called, yeah,
monkey in the middle. That sounds actually really good.
Yeah.
And then at one point she just stopped going for it, and then I was like, "What's happening now?" Followed her, and she went over to the glass container, found a shard of glass, and started cutting herself. Until I would give back the shoe, and I was like, a little extreme, don't you think?
Yeah.
For me, it's just, yeah, I know we were like, I don't want to say boys will be boys, but we tease, especially girls that we like. It's very common for us stupid boys to do it that way. We are not very smart in approaching the other species. I mean, gender, other genders. I was about to do the same. Oh, the other gender. That was not plural. The other genders.
Yeah. We're slowly learning here on the UNMASKED Podcast.
Nearly got us cancelled.
that was it. That was what got us cancelled. Yeah.
So, after that, my relationship have been, I would say for most part, it wasn't just right. It just wasn't right. There was some things that just didn't click in perfect enough for it to be called love. Yeah. But there has definitely been times where the girl is enough for me to go, and there's definitely been times where I've been like the big sucker of the things. I've fucked up and done shit. Yeah. So I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm just some goody two shoes. No, I fuck up too.
Yeah. I think there was like there's a quote that I really like that I tell everyone all the time. It's from a Netflix show called BoJack Horseman.
Chuck.
You know that one?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
From till season. I know what happens to Sarah Lynn.
Okay. Yeah. Let's not spoil it for anyone.
Nah,
but it's a really good show.
Sarah Lynn.
It's dude. I
have to lie down, bro.
I
have to lie down.
It's a bit depressing, but it's kind of like my comfort show, basically.
It's always good when something is actually a little bit real, when it doesn't have to be depressing.
Let me just fix this microphone.
Oh yeah, this will be absolutely enjoyable for me. It's like I'm at a therapy session now.
Oh yes. Yeah. Now we're doing a live therapy session on the UNMASKED Podcast. But okay, there's a quote from that show that I really like, which is like, "Through rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags."
That's a really good quote.
And I like that so much because it's it perfectly describes like when you see a friend of yours get into a relationship that you think is really bad.
Yeah, and they're
and there are so many red flags, and you're looking at it from a distance. You're thinking like, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, but
you would never realize it if you were in that situation yourself.
No, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
But that show is also like a big fucking gold mine of quotes.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites from what I've seen, I haven't finished it, but from what I've seen, is every time you see that fucking monkey running in the morning, and you never think about it because they're really good at having these random sections where they really like utilize the anthropology of the animals to full extent by some fucking pigeons walking with the trolleys, and then the little birds are just flying away in the trolley. It's just, for me, that's really great. And then the monkey is just, Bojack decides to do something, and he meets the monkey, and then he's just like, it gets easier.
Yeah.
But you have to keep doing it. It gets easier.
It's it gets easier, but you have to do it every day. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. It gets easier. And that's such a massive fucking quote. I can't even.
That's a really good way, I think, to live your life as well. There was just a quick side detour. Dan Harmon, who created the shows Community and Rick and Morty, he talked about this in an interview, and especially that phenomenon that you just described, having like these little background moments and these background characters that are kind of reoccurring and shit like that. Like there are tons of gags in that show that just happen in the background that you would never really notice. But Dan Harmon put this perfectly, and he said, like, when you're writing a show, give your fans a reason to obsess over it. And so, and his shows, both Community and Rick and Morty, are chock full of these kind of background moments and in jokes and little hints towards something to give like the fans a reason to talk about it and to obsess over it, essentially. And that's what really keeps a show going.
But okay, I'll also give when you look at fucking Rick and Morty and what that has done to people, like that whole Szechuan sauce period was golden.
Yeah, okay. You want your fans to... Yeah, you want your... okay, buddy. I have neighbors, please.
But, I actually wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah, and you did it very well. I can see it in the audio forms on the program. I can see you did it very well.
The editing of these little episodes must be easy. Just seeing that when
there's a massive spike, like that's a good moment. Yeah,
it's Jacob talking, and whenever it's like calm and slow and
like there's a moment that I have to quiet down a little bit. But yeah. Yeah, like give your fans a reason to obsess over things, and they did that excellently with BoJack as well, in all the different reoccurring stuff that. Holy fuck! I guess that ends our little therapy session. What the fuck?
Are you gonna say that there was another wave of it?
I've totally lost track of what I was talking about. In fact, like. What am I doing here? What is this thing in front of me? What city am I in? And what's my name?
Oh, that one was like, sorry. I am actually terribly sorry. I'm not supposed to laugh like that, but that was really relieving. That felt
fucking funny. It was so out of the blue.
Yeah. I got up. That was the problem.
Fucking farts are humanity's oldest form of comedy.
Yeah, but you honestly, you're not gonna ask me what you were talking about. I can't even remember what I was talking about.
No, I've totally lost track of this. What the hell we were talking about?
We were talking about Rick and Morty. I know that much.
Yes. Let me give us something. Something else. I had prepared for this episode. I was gonna do like an Two Idiots Try Philosophy kind of thing, where I was gonna do like an existential Would You Rather, and I think this is a good time to just jump into it since we're both pretty warmed up. So I only got three questions really prepared for this, but let's try it out. So would you rather only be able to poop in the mornings or only be able to poop in the evenings?
Poop in the mornings.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Although it's like I don't know, like if you can only poop in a certain part of the day, you never have to worry about pooping yourself, right? You just have to schedule around it.
True.
So it would be pretty convenient to be able to start the day off by just running out the front door and not having to worry about pooping until in the evening, because you know you're not going to poop yourself.
Yeah, but there's also like the great treasure of everything you ate from the day before is like given as a little present the first thing in the morning, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So it's like a huge package you are delivering at. I don't hope it's express delivery. I hope it's
it's
2 to 3 days of.
Yeah, I hope I get an email about how it was delayed. Quick sidetrack. First package that I ever ordered from ASOS. ASOS is like this clothing company.
Asshole.
On point, but no. It was it's ASOS, ASOS, and it's a clothing company that's like only online, and it's very big, particularly back home in Iceland and I think in the UK as well.
Can you get lost in a sauce?
I don't know what to do with that, man.
Okay. Okay. My bad.
And the first package that I ever ordered from them, I got an email from them that was like about a week after I ordered it, which was, hey, so our warehouse burned down and your order burned down with it. So you've immediately been offered a refund. And I was thinking, okay, what? Cool that I got a refund so quick, but bad thing is I ordered it with a prepaid credit card and I already threw it away. So that's how I lost a bunch of money.
Rough.
In a fire.
They didn't start the fire. They just wanted to save money on prepaid cards.
So another thing is, would you rather spend a year in jail, and by jail I mean like a really nice Norwegian jail, or lose a year of your life? Like just completely forget about it. You go to bed in the year 2021 and you wake up in 2023. Or 2022, sorry. No, 2023, yeah.
In that period where I don't remember what happens,
yeah.
Am I allowed to drink? Because then I only lose half of the year, because the other half I get blackout drunk. So I only see it as half a year that I get lost, but I would probably go to a jail.
Yeah.
Especially if I get the exclusive freedom of choosing a Danish/Norwegian one. Where I can, like, Anders Breinvik was doing, like, it's not a good jail. I didn't get a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, you could go and like educate yourself or learn a new skill. Or
I could actually get buff forms.
Yeah, all of that.
Actually, that is like when did we talk about this the last time? Because I feel like I've recently just been discussing that if your life is pure shit in Denmark, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a future, you don't know what to do. Try to rob a bank. You'll go to jail, but it's not like you'll get killed by some of the worst murderers, intentioned guys in the whole country. No.
Yeah, jails.
They're called open jails.
They're
not a concept I would bring to America, by the way.
Yeah, no, but they have humane jails in Denmark and Norway. Not that I can really speak from experience, but that's at least what I've heard. And just a quick side note. We at the Unmasked Podcast do not endorse engaging in any kind of crime, especially not robbing banks. But yeah, that was just one for the lawyers. But the underside of that question is kind of, is time more valuable than freedom? So would you rather lose time but keep your freedom, or still keep that time but not be free?
Time is by far the most valuable resource in the world, next to prepaid credit cards, because it's something you can't get refunded. You can't really get it back in any sorts of way. So for me, losing freedom is if you lost time and freedom by getting jailed in shitty conditions, that is of course the most horrible thing I can think about, because I am a privileged white male, so I of course have nothing to complain about. But for me, time is the most valuable thing. And that's why whenever I get a blackout of really drinking heavy, I get pissed, because I feel like I rob myself for something way more valuable than just 100 crowns, I also lose money. It's not that. It's not like I just lose time and wake up with like, oh, I still have money. No, credit card empty. Friends
Gone.
gone. You fucking way home long. Cabs won't drive you. It's just when you're in that state where you just you're making the walk of shame in that matter that taxi drivers look and it's just like
not in my car.
That meme with that guy just looking to the side and then
yeah, exactly.
it is really that feeling. And do you have another one? Give me a challenging one. One where I have to.
Last one. Would you rather have the ability to see how you'll be remembered after death, controlling the circumstances of how you die, but have no influence on your actual death in real life, or be able to decide right now where, when, and how you'll die, but you'll have no influence on that decision later on in your life?
Like, I know I said that I wanted to go from easy up a notch, but I didn't say I want that much difficulty here in the on the game save. Damn.
It's
okay. Just so I know I understand it correctly.
Yeah. There's some explaining to do.
I can choose right now when, where, and how I die.
Yeah.
But I can change it later on.
Yeah.
Or I can get to choose how people. I can get to see or choose how people remember.
You get to see how people will remember.
See how people remember.
You only get to see how people remember you. But you can also determine, as a quick side note, you can also determine the circumstances of your death. So if you want to see how people will remember you after a car crash or suicide, you can see people's reaction to it. But you have no influence on your actual death in real life.
No.
With the other one, you do. But the caveat is that you have to make that decision right now and you cannot change it later.
Yeah, that's... Well, the thing is, I don't want to make a pussy move and be like, oh, okay, I live till I am 95. No, because I might want to die before.
Yeah.
And if I chose to like do a quick one with the boys and be like, 45, that's fine. I get just into the midlife crisis and then just bam, in the all.
Yeah.
In the middle of it all, I mean.
And then you're 44 and think, oh, fuck, I should have...
fucking Christ. My son is graduating university next year. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, or like if you choose to keep it safe and you go like, oh, okay, 9 to 5, peacefully in my sleep, right? At a nurse home.
Yeah, but they didn't tell you about the 15 years of cancer you didn't die from because you were immortal for some reason.
you meet the love of your life at that nurse home, like, at 94.
Don't even, oh my God, that would actually be a really good content for a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they're really good at making these sci-fi.
Kind of, maybe that's just like they sit down for Would You Rather and that's how they make the episode.
Okay, let me try see if I can sum up right here. Would you rather never be able to wear clothes again, or you wear clothes but it's exclusively made of human skin?
Never be able to wear clothes again.
Why? What if I told you that these human people were farmed in really safe, nice environments where every human had maybe 3 to 5 square meters of space in huge farms?
That does not make me more comfortable with the idea. I'd rather be a nudist.
Okay, but what if it was cows instead of humans? Would it then be more proper?
Yeah. I'm lucky that I don't actually own any real leather then.
Okay, but for me, I don't have for me, I wanted to ask the question because, of course, I would know you would say naked. If you said otherwise, we would have a good discussion, though.
Dude, yes, human
it's just,
skin.
I feel that you're not really that. What do you call that? In Danish, we call it blufærdig, and it's like showing off your genitals and stuff. I'm not saying like flashing, but
I understand what you're talking about. You like,
we have reached a day and age where lying on the beach naked is not the same value in Denmark as it did before, because people have been very more like conscious about the surroundings and what is right and wrong.
I think it also comes from a time of when everyone's carrying a camera with them, people just become more self-conscious.
Yeah, but also, Jesus Christ, how many cameras can we like?
Yeah, I mean, everything's covered with cameras.
It's just when you actually watch how much fucked up shit people have recorded throughout YouTube's history, and that's just YouTube. You just realize we need more hobbies. Every one of us. We need more shit to do than just record stupid Russians driving tanks around, meteor falling, and Putin riding in bears. And not like...
The takeaway from this episode should be, we need more hobbies.
We need more hobbies. And to all females out there, you also need a hobby.
Oh, yeah, that's smooth. That's smooth. That sounds like you were setting up to advertise yourself.
Yeah, but I'm actually...
This guy is taken, so, as we established earlier.
Not with Liam Neeson.
Oh. Yeah, okay, go on.
Okay, let me... Okay. Would you rather that your shower would always be just a little too cold, or your shower would always be just a little too hot?
I'd say just a little too cold, because I get really sweaty in hot showers, and I'm going into the shower to get rid of the sweat, usually. I take colder showers more often than I take hot showers, actually.
Okay, I was in a period where I was doing that too, but I've also reached a period where if I don't have something to do and I just choose to take a shower, I'm just secluding myself and disappearing from humanity just for 30 minutes, just me sitting in my... I have a specific pose. That's the weirdest thing. I have a pose I'm doing when I'm just, spacing out under my own shower.
Yeah.
Like, I also realized I have a feeling that sometimes surfaces within me when I watch other people do something. Yeah, no, that look you give me, that's the same look everybody else gets, because I can't describe it better. When I see somebody doing something, it can be... The first memory I have of this feeling I got was in kindergarten.
Okay.
Where I saw somebody was building a sandcastle, and she was really focused, like really showcasing, and like, you have to do such and such a shot. And I got weak. I got this weird feeling that I couldn't even hold a bottle. If like that feeling was so unique, and I remember it every time I get the feeling since. I recently got that feeling again after a long time of not experiencing it, when I was watching my girlfriend cooking, and she was preparing something that was for me, and I just started getting weak immediately. And I don't know if it's something other people experiences, if it's only me that experiences that, but I get weak when I watch people do something they're
focused on.
It's just like, if it's building sandcastles or making food or writing stuff for an assignment, I get weak, bro. I can't describe it otherwise. I don't know if I have a...
This is incredibly unique.
Yeah,
this is very unique. I've never heard of anything
I'm
similar
swearing,
to this.
bro. I sit and I get... My feet start tingling and my hands get weak and my chest is like... And I don't get horny. I'm not sitting with a fat bone and just, oh yeah!
Yeah, that would make the kindergarten part of this story pretty weird, but...
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that would actually make it really weird. Thank you for pointing that out. But I'm so content with that feeling. I'm not scared of the feeling. I'm actually embracing it every time it comes.
Yeah.
And I can't really search for. I feel weird when people do things.
I don't know how you said
like the average fucking Facebook.
The only like I can imagine this being like a really niche thread on some subreddit somewhere.
Yeah, and I think there might be something. Maybe not. There is some early stages of my life. Something really great has happened to me that was received from somebody else that I saw, and that has just my brain has just been wired since then. I can't really. I'm just as weirded out as you when it happens, and I can't force it on me.
Yeah,
that's the weird thing. I can't replicate the situation. It just comes when it's like when I have a specific like realization, like, wow, that person is doing this with this intention because she is passionate or likes me or something. And it's just when I get that thought, it's like, damn, And then I don't know if it's like it feels good or it feels bad. It's just my body feels.
It just feels.
Yeah, it's like the best way I can say it is like if the heart skipped a beat.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't tried that. It's not like my heart just and stop. Wait a minute. Put my cup. Put some leg in it.
But yeah, shit. That's incredibly unique. I've never heard anything similar to that, I think, in my life.
If anybody ever hears about something similar, please hit me up. Please hit me up. I want to know if I have a weird condition or if it's just I have the world's weirdest fetish. Honestly, it could just because I don't get a boner, you can still like get that.
Yeah, maybe you just have a fetish for people doing things.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not everything. It's so broad. It's
inconsistent.
It's like when your teacher said you have to write an essay about the movie. Sure.
Well, that's I think the only thing I can't really relate to this to anything.
Oh my god, it is really. Yeah. I've only told my girlfriend about this recently because I was getting that feeling and I haven't really told other people about it. So it's also why maybe it's a little inexperienced in saying it and like trying to describe what I'm feeling.
But it's a difficult thing to explain. I can clearly hear that it's a difficult thing to explain because it's a difficult thing to understand.
I will have to write it down when it's happening. I would have to like make a voice recording of me saying how I feel in the moment for me to really like get back into thought because it's such a unique thing that happens to me. Like, I don't know if it's just my brain pumping chemicals out. Like it's like we have to slay this guy's mentality right now. Oh my god! Actually,
it's odd, but it's fascinating though.
Fascinating.
It's very fascinating.
Fascinating.
Mr. Darcy.
Amazing.
But damn, I was related to something. The only thing I can think of is that sometimes like sometimes in the evenings I feel kind of I guess a certain hopelessness, like things that I'm working on, projects and stuff like that, I feel like they have no end, and no matter what I'm doing to try and distract myself, I always go back to it. And then my friend just told me that I have depression, so I don't think that's really
I'm never ever gonna shit talk depression, anxiety, or any kinds of mental illnesses people are dealing with, or maybe mental bumps, I would more say.
Yeah, mental bumps.
We are in a period where I feel it's not that uncommon to go through a depression. There are so many expectations throughout society and life, and depending on your parents, your friend groups, and the people you are in, it's very rare that you get into a field where you get to blossom as the fully potential human being you can be.
And even then, like, there are so many different triggers for it as well.
Yeah, there's like every life and every circumstance is so unique for its own patterns that you can't really compare it to others.
And you can be in a perfect scenario. You can be living like, you can be working on a dream job, have a like good wife, house and everything like that. And it's just chemical imbalance in the brain. That's just a fluke, but it will still result in depression. And so there doesn't have to be anything wrong for something for there to be some. Let me start this. Let me try this sentence again. There doesn't have to be something that's wrong for you to experience something like that. But and still, like, I think also what has to do with it is that society in general. I'm gonna sound like such a boomer, but society has gotten complicated. And it's not even in like the recent years now that we have phones and shit like that. I mean, ever since the Industrial Revolution, society has been complicated. I mean, even before that, but
what the fuck are ethics and morals even?
Yeah, I think just like humanity evolved way quicker than like
we could handle.
Yeah, like it evolved in terms of technology and society way quicker than we evolved biologically to deal with it.
We have by far evolved more as a human kind and like progressed technology in the last 100 years than we have in the rest of history combined.
Yeah, exactly. And you think about, biological changes in species and things like that. That shit happens slow. That shit happens extremely slow. And our evolution, humanity's evolution, is not slow at all. And I think like a lot of, like we're smart, we're capable, and we can deal with shit. And, when you think about it, like from an animal kingdom perspective, waking up at 7 a.m. to go brush your teeth, eat breakfast, and then drive like a BMW with a touchscreen to work is extremely complex. There's so many different systems at work. A contractor built your house that you're living in. Like you're thinking about when you're eating your breakfast, you're thinking about the different chemicals and how they're gonna affect your body. The rabbit that's like running across your backyard right now is not thinking about that. The only thing they're thinking about is food, sex. Food, sex, food, sex. Meanwhile, you're like picking different radio stations because the one that you were listening to before has too many advertisements, and you're trying to find the type of music that you like and shit like that. And
your boss is giving you an assignment, and you can clearly see that the assignment is actually just a waste of time, but you also have to play along with him, and then there happens this and that, and you have to always maintain a certain kind of statue, and like likes, actually, that was not a bad point, Jacob. Likes has become very important, and upvotes and whatever you can call it. It's very important to be like renowned and respected by other people now. And the thing is, people think that being famous, not that I can talk of experience, I'm assuming here, being famous.
I mean, you were famous in high school.
I was halfway there. Whoa, living on. No, I fucking Bon Jovi, man.
Yeah.
I completely lost my... Now we won one. Now we both lost it. Now my dementia is taking over, bro. I'm slowly rotting from my brain out.
Yeah, but I mean...
It's just, some years from now, people will go back, and you're sure there wasn't any clues of his insanity? I am absolutely positive. And then it's just, you have some hidden recordings somewhere where I'm just...
publicly available records of you.
The most important thing women can do for society is to let men control it. If you just become incubators and we are allowed to do what we want when we want, I can guarantee society will look brighter.
Yeah.
And that was the lesson in 101 how to get cancelled or hated by an entire wave of other genders.
Yeah. Shit, yeah. So for the doctor that's reviewing this footage later and trying to determine what's wrong with Jake, then that's a good example of something that you can definitely play back during your therapy sessions with him.
I have actually been going to therapy, and I actually want to, after all this about...
shout out to therapy, man.
Yeah, people who doesn't even need therapy the same way as, emotionally unstable or just... Yeah, in general, people who need therapy. It's just, I think everybody could benefit from going to therapy in one way or another, even when you got everything going for you.
Even a person that thinks they don't need therapy could do with a therapy session and might discover through that okay, yeah, maybe I actually do kind of need this.
And the great thing about it is it's a person who has studied to know how human behavior and human interaction works. Like he has studied that shit. Psychology is not something you just randomly, I'm just gonna go through these studies, maybe sleep a little late on the Mondays.
Yeah. It's a tough it's a tough field to learn. Being a licensed psychologist is not.
I wanted to be a psychologist at one point, actually.
Yeah.
And I even had it in high school as a subject of choice.
Yeah, I took sociology myself, and I studied sociology and psychology and stuff. I really wanted to be a criminal psychologist. I wanted to be the type of person that they bring on the stand in like murder trials to go like to declare if guy is like fit for trial and something. And I wanted to do like studies and research and stuff into into like criminal behavior and stuff like that. I was really interested in that kind of stuff. But and now I'm here studying media design. It's a bit different.
Well,
but,
the thing is,
people change, I guess.
We have talked about multimedia design is such a broad term to use because you have so many different things.
I mean, even our own school education struggles with how they're supposed to represent that on the website because it's so wrong.
I also think they struggle a little bit of how to prioritize certain assignments, but let's not make this.
Let's not go on a big rant here.
No, let's not. I'm just gonna forget halfway through what I was about to say anyway.
Speaking of forgetting what you were about to say, no, we were talking about criminal psychology and therapists.
Yeah,
let's just go back to therapists.
Yeah, I was just saying, everybody who listens, everybody who would want a good advice, find the time to find a good therapist. And when I say good therapist, it sounds easy, but as I said, I went to a therapist, but it wasn't the first therapist I went to. The first one I went to was female, and that was not to like indicate that okay, that's where the flaw was. But I was telling her about I was in a car crash and started drinking heavily because of that. And she was like, after I told my whole story, she said, yeah, what you need is some coconut oil. I have this friend down in this specific store down the street.
Oh no!
And then I was like, that. I'm gonna need a new psychologist, otherwise.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna
Found
get
a new
hooked on
dude.
some essential shit.
And I found a new dude. He 3 sessions. I was allowed to 10 sessions from my insurance company.
Yep.
After 3 sessions, he actually said, we can keep talking if you want. We can. But I don't think I have any more underlying issues I could solve for you right now. We can still come and talk, and it would probably benefit you, but that was 3 sessions. I had been in a car crash and started drinking heavily. 3 sessions. Like, such little things. I also believe I have a strong mentality when it comes to some things. Like, I don't get faced by assignments and deadlines. I really don't. And that's a really big curse, but also a really huge blessing because I don't get stressed.
Yeah.
I really don't get stressed. Which is by far also, I do get stressed sometimes. I will also say that when I was about to make my debut as a stand-up comedian is maybe a little much. When I was trying out what it would mean to be a stand-up comedian, I was doing an open mic thing, and I was so fucking nervous. Like I was shaking and I couldn't think straight. And I was sitting down, about to pee, forgot to push the pee down. It was just sitting on the toilet seat like a little lazy worm, and then I started peeing, and then I felt the warmth in my pants, and I was like, oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no. I pissed my pants while shitting. How the fuck do you piss your pants while shitting? It's literally one of the only situations where you couldn't. Doesn't that mean your penis is huge, Jacob? 23.
Way to work that in there. I'm gonna rename the podcast to the Unmasked Podcast with Ole and the Well Endowed.
Well endowed, okay. And Mr. 23.
Mr. 23 and the Gunslinger.
Mr. 23, this also sounds like, didn't Miley Cyrus make a I'm a 23, put on my jeans and dance the whole night away?
Probably.
Just Jamie, pull that shit up real quick.
Yeah, shit. We need a third person on that.
Yeah, just somebody who can search all the shit that we spouse. If I ever sit like, and then termites are actually, no, Jacob, you're wrong. It's not termites you're talking about. You're talking about women. Oh yeah. Women lay eggs in corners of the.
Yeah, shit. But
How much time do we have before I can ruin the thing completely? Are we close to destroying our integrity?
I think it's kind of intense right now. We're at 1 hour and 29 minutes, which is kind of like exactly.
No,
yeah,
that was actually almost Like it was planned.
Yeah, almost. It kind of felt like you like psychically were reading.
Yeah, and you don't even
the monitor, and you can't even see it from here. But yeah, shit. I think that's a pretty good note to end on. Get a little. I think that's kind of like started to become the kind of format for at least these unplanned episodes that we have, is that we get like we start off the episode, we make dumb jokes, then we tell some stories, then we get really deep into some like philosophical thing, and then we tell a few more dumb jokes, and then we wrap it up.
Yeah, that sounds pretty right, and we always avoid, like, I feel like I have to avoid getting out on these long passages where I get lost midway. But of course, I have been sitting and counting in my head how long time that has been from when we started. It really makes sense that why I won't remember everything. I was just saying in my head 1, 2, 3, and then at least it was like, now there's 1 hour and 29 minutes. Now it's not dementia. I'm just counting.
Well, all right. I'm gonna stop now. For the few listeners that are left, thank you so much for listening, and we'll hear from you next episode.
To this live broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe. And this is